The True Spiritual Journey of Man. Part 2. Shipwrecked by Weights. As we entered a time of prayer concerning closed windows and blocked access points that formed hindrances to obeying God's will, Romans chapter 6, verses 12 to 23 flashed before me, vivid and sharp. In an instant, I was drawn into the depths of a cave. As I wandered further into the cave, what stood out clearest in my mind was Elijah's experience. It was like an untraceable knowing. The further I got into the cave, the clearer my vision became. My eyes were adjusting to the darkness. I noticed that the walls of the cave were covered with strokes and images that I cannot describe. I hadn't noticed the quiet of the cave till strong waves and sounds began echoing from the womb of the cave. In the midst of the noise, I heard that those images or faces were voices, like they were real spirit entities. In response, I looked at the cave walls more intently. The different images and forms shuffled in my mind. Sirens. The name rose to the surface of my thoughts, and stories of the mystical creatures flooded my mind. They were said to be the bane of seamen, their voices deceptively sweet. It is believed that the call of a siren would shipwreck the most cautious and logical sailor. As I recalled the tales, the passage about rejecting instruction leading to a shipwrecked faith in 1 Timothy chapter 1, verses 18 to 20 became highlighted to me.
Timothy, my son, I am giving you this command in keeping with the prophecies once made about you, so that by recalling them you may fight the battle well, holding on to faith and a good conscience, which some have rejected and so have suffered shipwreck with regard to the faith. Among them are Hymenaeus and Alexander, whom I have handed over to Satan to be taught not to blaspheme.
It was then that a voice, clear and undeniable, resounded.
Your life is a product of your belief.
Just then, this Bible verse played as if on cue in my mind.
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. I began to pray with urgency. God, help me fight those things that are weights to me, hindering me from making progress in my life. Just as my tongue rolled over the last vowel, Romans chapter 5 played in my head, but in reverse. Instead of love, we are to have hatred for the things that easily beset us. That way, we can see those things exactly as they are. No hiding or masquerading. Like a well-cued playlist, Proverbs chapter 27 verse 6 began after Romans chapter 5 ended.
Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses.
As my mind worked to link these scriptures, it seemed like because these weights are like kisses, we have embraced them and not called them enemies. With this understanding, I prayed desperately, God, deliver us from these kisses that can eventually lead to death. In this dire moment, John chapter 10 verse 10 began to echo in my mind.
The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full.
13th June 2024. Sister N.O. Copyright Gamwatch.